What's going on, everybody? We're back. Another episode of Make the Right Play. Little awkward today. It's going to be a little shaky, no pun intended. This camera's screwing up for us here. But as always, the coach is on my left, ready to go, ready to rock and roll here today. No Yabui. Big problem. It's always a big problem when there's no Yabui. He abandoned us today, unfortunately. He totally abandoned us. Hung us out to dry.
Big and bad. He's so big and bad now with his new filmmaking opportunities.
Yeah, hanging out in New Orleans, just leaving us. Like, I don't need this small little podcast.
We're
it's
very
not
happy
happy.
for you, Bowie. He's
We
a
are,
wonderful
of
man,
course.
And he deserves every blessing he gets.
Agreed. Yeah, we're really happy for Yabui. We hope Yabui enjoys his trip, whatever he is doing. But yeah, so bear with us. It's going to be a little clunky today. I'm operating everything. It's all in my hands, so I'm trying to figure out everything as we go. But we're ready to have a fun and exciting show with you guys. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Honestly, I had a very challenging day in the beginning of the day, and it turns out it's lasted the entire day. It's been a bit challenging.
It has been a challenge the entire day. So what's going on? I mean, we got so many things to talk about. There's a bunch of stuff going on here, and bear with me, guys. I'm not going to be as animated because I'm trying to work all of the controls at the same time, so it looks good for you guys, and I'm using this software that's weird.
I think we have some of our best friends in the chat tonight, though, so I'm happy about that.
We always got our best friends in the chat.
I know. We got some great people.
We do. Shout out Maddie Judd. Dog Maddie's always in the chat, hanging out with us. Dad's in the chat. That's Sports Guy. Back again for another week. That's Sports Guy. My dude, I appreciate you being here, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with us and bearing with us in the constant clunk that'll be tonight's show. But it's going to be good. We're going to get it done. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I have to say one thing to Matt.
Oh, what do you got for Maddie?
All right, so Matt, I was going through the internet, and you know what I saw? That in one of the public schools in Connecticut, they're starting to teach the kids Arabic. Is that how you say it?
Arabic.
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 They're starting to teach the kids Arabic. As you could see, I could use a lesson. But anyway, so what do you think about that? How would you feel like if you sent your kids to school and they were like, okay, we're going to start teaching Arabic?
That would be tough.
I don't know. I find it very interesting because I find a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to dealing with the Muslim community. Like, I notice, like, it's always separation of church and state, separation of church and state. We cannot, and then when it comes to the Muslim religion, we happen to make a lot of exceptions in this country.
We do. Yeah, we definitely do make a lot of exceptions.
I mean, the fact that they're teaching
Arabic
and public schools, I don't know, that kind of bothered me. So, Matt, I'd be interested. Are you excited about your kids learning Arabic someday?
Yeah, especially up north and in the northern states. That Sports Guy, I'm getting a little sick watching you guys not hating. That's what we were afraid of. We actually said that we were worried about people getting motion sickness tuning in on the camera. He's getting sick from the shakes from the camera.
Oh, no. How about if I do this? Does it stop shaking as much?
That's what we were worried about. We were worried about getting you guys.
That's why I think we should just go straight to the laptop. But Carlos is concerned about it not looking professional.
All right, hold on. We're going to switch it up.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. And we're switching it up here. All right, guys. Is that a little more sturdy for you guys?
Listen, don't you think that's better? Because then you can get a closer look at my beautiful face.
Does that work? I think that's a little bit better. I think that's just
totally better.
What we're going to have to do for the show tonight.
The only
It's
thing
just going
is
to be a little
I'm going
clunky.
to shut the overhead light because I don't like that.
All right, so let's shut the overhead light. Let's get going here. We'll do the close up video camera tonight. It is what it is, guys. We're working without a producer, so things are a little tough. Things are a little tough right now.
I blame your buoy.
I blame you, Bowie, too.
Fault.
You Bowie's got to.
It never goes well when we don't have you, Bowie.
It never does. We need a new camera. We need. You know what the problem is that the supplies that you get at the studio we don't have here. Right? We're using little tiny box mics. We're using an iPhone 11 as the camera. It's not working.
The problem is we don't have your buoy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Like
we need the stuff. We need your Bowie's powers. It's tough.
Yes, I mean, we need him to fall right in front of us right before show starts.
It's brutal.
How is that Sports Guy? Is that better?
feel like we're on FaceTime right now. We are on FaceTime. We're using the FaceTime camera. So yes.
Does that bother you that we're on FaceTime?
What would you guys prefer? Do you guys want to rock with the shakes of the iPhone camera chat, or do you guys want to go with the FaceTime camera? What would you guys prefer?
What do you vote for?
What are we
on
thinking?
This podcast, on our amateur podcast without your buoy tonight?
Yes, it's going to be amateur hour, but it is what it is. What do you guys think we should do? Let us know in the chat, guys. Let us know what you guys are thinking. But that sports guy also said that he learned Arabic in the 3rd grade, so people got to start learning.
Really? In the 3rd grade?
That's
shocking.
Sports guy.
Now, did you go to school here in the United States, or did you go to school overseas?
He definitely did not learn in the 3rd grade. But
I mean, that sports guy
he's definitely screwing with you, coach.
I'm sorry. I take everything
I think he's definitely giving you a run for your money. This is great. All right, so we're gonna go with the FaceTime camera. You. So that's what we'll do tonight, guys. But all right, so let's get into it, right? So now we can kind of settle in a little bit.
Well, I know what I want to talk about.
All right, Coach, well, lead us in, right? Get us going here. What's going on?
So today I had such a rough day. So I wanted to go to morning mass, but of course, I had some problems.
Yep.
Then I wanted to sleep in, is the honest truth. So I didn't want to go to my usual 6:30 a.m. mass that I go to at Sacred Heart Cathedral.
Okay.
So then I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go to 9 o'clock mass at St. Mary's. Go to St. Mary's. The church is empty. I have to say it was wide open. I walk in there. I'm the only person in the church.
And this is St. Mary's in here in Pensacola on Palafox. Yeah.
So I checked the bulletin, and there's no Wednesday 9 o'clock mass. So I said, okay. You know what I'll do is I'll go to the gym. I'll do my other errands. I'll go to St. Michael's downtown. At 12:20.
Well, 12:20. It's usually just 12.
They switched it. It was 12:10 now.
12:10 instead of 12:20.
And it wasn't in the church. It was in the parish hall where I had no idea where the parish hall was.
Nice.
And I really felt like I was being attacked by Satan. I said,
really?
He's trying as hard as he can to stop me from going to church today.
Yeah.
So I get to church. Well, finally, I get to the parish hall. I go to walk in. This little old man stops me. Mm-hmm. And he goes, you have to wait for the end of the first reading before you can go in. We don't want to disturb them. It took every ounce of energy. I just wanted to slap the shit out of that old man. I should have actually said that in confession.
Oh
because
my God.
Like, I'm dying to go to church and you're freaking standing in my way. And he's like, rickety.
Yeah.
I was so pissed, right? So they finally let me in to the church, and I storm right in, and then I realized like I'm right on top of the altar.
Right.
Because it's in a church hall.
So
I'm like, oh gosh. So then I like curve and I find a seat. So I'm all happy I'm sitting in that seat.
Yep.
And the priest starts, we do the gospel, so at least I didn't miss the gospel.
Right.
And then the priest starts talking about how we all face challenges every day. He goes, including me, I made it challenging to come to mass today. And then I even shout out and I go, and then you make us pay for parking.
Right in the homily, you said you make us pay?
No, he said, I want this to be interactive today.
Interactive theater.
So then he goes, at the end of the mass, so he starts talking, but the Holy Spirit was so strong with him. Uh-huh. I immediately start crying hysterical in this parish hall.
Oh my God.
I had such a religious experience. I had such a religious experience.
Total up and down.
So it goes to show you don't need a big, beautiful, fancy church. All you need is God.
Right.
So anyway, that's the whole point of the story. And then after he goes, we do have stickers you can get for your car and you can park for free. You do not have to pay for parking.
So that's interesting. So like, what if you're downtown, but you have the sticker to not pay for parking near the church?
It's
so you
only
just parallel
good
park.
during mass hours.
Only good during mass hours. Okay.
And I guess they worked out some kind of negotiation with the mayor
with DC Reeves. Dick.
But I have to say, I literally had a religious experience being so challenged going to church and having the priest put it with the gospel.
Right.
Because yesterday he was talking about, and this is something I'd find interesting if you guys could help me out here.
Okay.
Does anybody know what the definition of freedom is? Do you know what the definition of freedom is? Because I have to say, your father had told me, he goes, if you can convince somebody that somebody who's born a boy is really a girl.
Yeah.
And if you can convince people of that, then you can convince them of anything.
Yep.
So I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, freedom is different for different people. And I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean freedom is different? Well, freedom could just be you're free to have a meal. I said, no. I said, freedom is biblical. It's in the Bible what freedom is. Ooh. Yesterday in the Old Testament, they had a reading with Eleazar. I know I'm saying his name wrong. But they tried to force feed him.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? He said, no, I'm not going to eat that because that's against my religion and I'm not going to go against my God. So he's like, I'd rather be dead than you force feeding me this. And they're like, just eat it, just eat it. He goes, no, because I don't want the young people to see me sell out.
Right.
My beliefs. So he was not free to say no. He was not free to say, I don't want to eat this.
Yeah.
So it's like they have the definition right in the Bible of what being free is. But now they have brainwashed people into thinking getting food, just being able to eat means you could be free.
Just by getting food?
Yeah, like, oh, just being comfortable and having food in your belly, that might be the meaning of freedom. I said, no, that's not like... I said, you need to go get a dictionary or go get the Bible and learn what the definition of freedom is. So that sports guy said being free is the definition of freedom. You're
close.
a smarty pants.
It's pretty close, that sports guy. He's right there.
But in all seriousness, like, I'd be interested to know because I really feel like being free is like being switched in people's minds, like what is really important in our society. And then remember, I even sent you that reading, the second reading of the gospel, where the whole reading is about how you can't be a freeloader, how you have to work.
Right, that is. I wish we had it. It's unfortunately in the camera.
We're a mess tonight. How do you like my cup though? Happiness is a pile of leaves.
It's a nice cup, Coach. It's is that peanuts? That cup, little peanut themed cup there. You guys should see. We set up the whole decorations for you guys. Peanut themed decorations. Can't even show it. FaceTime camera. Love it. Where are you, Bowie?
But I think that it's really important because I feel like a lot of people are losing their values in this country and they're not really understanding what is at stake, what is in jeopardy if we give up our freedoms.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with you.
So,
absolutely.
You know, I thought that was interesting. It was an interesting philosophical day. But I have to say there's something that I find very alarming happening in this country now. And it's happening globally. Yeah. You know, and we've talked about it, how it's happening in Europe, it's happening in Great Britain, it's happening in Africa, we know that.
The invasion.
The complete invasion. So I'd like to play that video that you had.
Okay. And which video is this? Which one would you like to show?
I need to get my glasses.
Oh my gosh.
The one with the guy who is in Dearborn, who is...
Oh, okay. You want to show clip 10?
Is it clip 10? I'm sorry, guys. Dearborn man slaps bacon. No, that's not... I don't want to show the dick of Dearborn.
You wanted to show the guy with the phone in the
I want to show the cry, the Mecca cry.
Okay, I'll show you. All right, let's show that. Clip 19. Here we go.
Don't you think that's a violation of separation of church and state? That you can't be sleeping in your neighborhood without somebody's religious call to Mecca waking you up?
In the middle of the night. Look at that. In the middle of the night in Dearborn, Michigan.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, to me, that would be a complete violation of church and state.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think you're 100% right. Yeah, I think you're 100% right. It's a complete violation of church and state, honestly. You can't ring church bells in the middle of the night. I mean, these churches have giant bells. They don't ring them in the middle of the night. I
hardly ever hear a church bell anymore, to be honest with you. When I was a kid, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing a church bell.
Well, I don't think we're close enough to a church to hear
12
one.
o'clock. Well, Carlos, it was everywhere. I guess, because I grew up in Manhattan, it might be different. Even though I remember the bells of Tabor. When
we would hear the bells of Tabor at noon.
Bells of Tabor Lutheran Church.
Yes, we would hear it at noon, though. It was like once a day.
No, it used to be sometimes on the hour, every hour.
Really?
Yeah.
On the hour, every hour?
I think so. I remember those bells ringing all the time, and I loved it. And once there was a thunderstorm, and the bells, because I guess they were electric, once went off in the middle of the night. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And the bells were going off.
I mean, but having that, it makes you think, right?
I don't understand. You can't go to the DMV and have a cross, right? Yeah. You can't go to school and have a crucifix. Yeah. You can't, have But you could be sleeping and hear, the cry to Mecca, the
Yeah.
call to Mecca. I don't know. I feel like that's a violation of church and state.
Yeah, in a way it is. I just the what I don't like about it is you're doing it all the time, right? It's happening throughout the day, like like 1,000 times a day, and like where I live, all I hear is gunshots. That's terrible. No, but what
You're a
I'm saying
sports
is
guy.
like when you have a situation like this is somebody on the microphone yelling out, calling out to Allah, calling out in the entire community. Like that's what he's doing, right? It's not just a bell where somebody's ringing a bell at the top of the hour during the day. Like this is somebody actively praying and calling out to Allah. And yeah, in that case, that's a violation of church and state because you're actively, you know, enforcing your religious belief on the entirety of the community.
Now, do we have the video of the man who goes to the city hall in Dearborn to complain and protest? I sent you that video.
I sent it to you. We do
No,
not.
I sent you like 2 copies of that video, like different copies of it. You don't have
We
that
don't.
on
We
the
don't
list?
have. We don't have him
Well,
complaining
there's
at City
one guy
Hall.
in Dearborn, Michigan, who actually has some balls and is trying to stand up to this. He's like, listen, we're going to lose our community
Yeah.
if we don't have, this stop.
Right.
Like, it's completely out of control. And it's so funny because in the Northeast, you have to be afraid to say Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, people will say, hold on. I find that offensive. So that's offensive, but having the call to Mecca and kind of bossing everybody around to conform to your religion is okay now.
Right.
How did that happen?
Yeah. I think it's just because the rules only apply to who they want it to apply to. That's honestly what it is. The rules only apply when you want it to apply.
Well, you know why? It's because of the Red Green Alliance. That's why.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
because
you think the Muslims are working with the communists?
Are working with the Democrat communists.
I see. I agree, but I don't agree. Because I think the Muslims would slaughter a Democrat, liberal, communist just as fast as they would slaughter a Christian. Like they'll slaughter anybody who doesn't have the same ideology as them. So if they're going to choose between a Catholic straight man and a liberal communist gay man, they're going to kill both of them. They're not going to leave the liberal communist gay man alive and just kill the Catholic. They're going to slaughter both. So I think they're just going to kill anybody who gets in the way. But what the guy said in the city hall that I found, which is interesting, and he's correct, is that in the Muslim religion, you can have 7 or 8 wives and have kids with those 7 or 8 wives, and then you're completely outpopulating the other people around you because you only have one wife and you have your family and your unit and you have your one set of kids. But in the Muslim religion, you can have as many wives as you want and have as many kids with different wives as you want, and then you're outpopulating. So that's what he's talking about.
And why is that legal in our country?
Well, that's the religion,
don't they
right?
have to just go move to Utah because, polygamy is illegal in this country?
That's what you would think, is that it's illegal. But
So
in
why
the Muslim
is that
religion, you could do it.
allowed? I don't understand why that is allowed.
Well, freedom of religion.
No, but that's like saying the Mormons, like they could only do that in Utah. They can't go all over the country and have multiple wives. That's
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it seems that the rules are only applying to those who they want it to apply to. I mean, but as far as I'm aware, and this is what I've heard from people who have married Muslims and who know people in the Muslim faith.
People who married Muslims?
I do know people.
How?
My coworker is married to a Muslim.
Really?
From
and is
Eastern Europe Muslim.
Is it a man or a woman?
Woman Muslim.
So
the coworker's a man.
So he's a Muslim man.
He is a non-religious man, I would say.
Oh, well then that's not what we're talking about.
But I'm saying what I'm
men.
saying is I know from what he tells me from his wife that is like they're able to go and marry.
Husbands?
No, the women can't have multiple husbands.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how these men have multiple wives and reproduce with multiple people. But you're not allowed to do that in this country.
Right.
Like that's against the law.
Is that yeah.
It's against the law. You're not allowed to be a bigamist.
Well, so I mean, somebody's got to enforce that law. But when
I'd have to see if they're married to multiple wives. Like I'd have to see that like for myself. Like if they're allowed in Michigan to have multiple wives. What I feel is that the Muslim people are joining with the Democrat Party,
right?
The socialists. You have the Red Green Alliance because it's a means to an end. Have you ever heard the enemy is my friend?
Suicide Banana, yeah, true.
What is that?
Suicide Banana, somebody we know that that's Muslim as well. But no, yeah, I think that is. I mean, you have to enforce the rules for everybody, right? So if it is a federal law that you can't have multiple wives, when the Muslims say, well, we're going to marry this person and that person, is it going to be left alone? But I mean, then again, in Dearborn, all the police badges are in Arabic.
Well, that's also in parts of New Jersey. I think.
Really? In parts of New
Yeah,
Jersey?
there's a part of New Jersey. And we showed it on the show where the guy had the Muslim police badge.
Right.
Like it wasn't for New Jersey. It was like the town and it had like its own.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to form. Please don't.
I'm not. It's
okay.
just a piece of tape that's stuck.
So part of the issue that we're dealing with right now is that the Muslims want to live in our country but make up their own rules. They don't want to assimilate and live with the American laws.
That's true.
They want to have their own Sharia law.
Yes.
So
correct.
Maybe they feel like, hey, we don't have to follow the American laws. We can follow Sharia law.
Right.
Thus, now we can be married to multiple people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they want to follow their own rules.
So that is a problem. I don't think that you can really have people live in your country who aren't willing to follow the rules of your nation.
Yeah, well, you're 100% right.
Like, I think it's important that, like, we become a melting pot. Like, could you imagine, like, if everybody came from different nations and decided that they just wanted to, you know, bring their own rules with them? Then you might as well stay living there. What's the point of coming here?
Well, because they're spreading the religion. Their religion is spread. It's a spread, and then it's kill or be killed.
So you think like they're on a jihadi mission?
Yes, 100%. They've been on a jihadi mission. Look at Sudan right now. Look at Nigeria right now. Look at the Middle East. There's no more Christians left in the Middle East.
Well, I had somebody tell
zero.
me today. I had someone tell me today that what's going on in Nigeria is a lie. That they don't really believe that they're killing Christians in Nigeria. Can you believe that?
Well, people said the same thing in Iraq. They said the same thing back in 2014 when you would say Christians are being slaughtered in Iraq by Muslims. They'd be like, that's not true. Muslims are peaceful. They would say that and say it with a straight face. Like they get taught the lie of, look how peaceful and wonderful these Muslims are in the religion of Islam. And the truth is, it's like they're slaughtering people. Like that's the truth. But people don't want to listen to the truth. They think you're a bigot and an Islamophobe. But the facts are the facts, guys. There's a reason why the number of people of a faith is diminishing rapidly, and the other faith is rapidly growing. That just doesn't happen.
The New York Post just said over the weekend, that there are a lot more Christians and Catholics going to church more than ever, and it's you young people.
Well, I'm saying in the Middle East.
Oh, well, yeah, the population of Christians
the population completely
in the Middle
changed.
East is almost
in the U.S., I mean, yes, I have seen that there are a lot more people going back to the church, which is fantastic, and I'm really happy about it. But, well, listen, I'll see it when I believe it, When I see it, I'll believe it. I don't know. I have too many libs are still so anti-church and anti-faith, which drives me, to our next point is how... the communist, the church is becoming, that we're having archbishops having to fight against the Pope.
Fight against the Pope or stand with the Pope against our laws too?
Well, no. I mean, I think that your boy, Archbishop Vigano, I think he would be against the illegal immigration rather than the Pope, he's saying that we have to accept all illegals.
Let me tell you something. Archbishop Vigano is doing exactly what we're doing right now. And he's trying to say the truth and have open conversations where it's like, hey, listen, do you notice this going on? Do you notice that going on? And he's not very popular with the Catholic Church. Yeah. But he's not afraid to stand up and say the truth. And there are a lot of people who aren't afraid to stand up and say the truth. So why don't we play video 3 to show what Archbishop Vigano is saying?
All right, let's go to video
Persona
3.
non grata.
Let's see.
Is having dared to speak the truth in a world of criminal lies. I call on Catholics and all people of goodwill to raise their voices in defense of those persecuted by the globalist regime. It is not Attorney Fulmish who should be in prison, but those who committed the greatest crime ever against humanity. Anthony Fauci, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, George Soros, Ursula von der Leyen, Albert Bourla, and all their accomplices and emissaries, especially those in institutional positions. Free Rainer Fulmish.
That takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
What he's doing is he's speaking out against the globalists.
100%. Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Naming names.
Oh, he's not afraid.
Naming names.
I mean, that takes a lot of courage because there was a video. We don't have the video of all the archbishops saying how we have to, in order to be good Christians, support all the illegals.
No, we don't.
Stand behind them.
We do not have that video.
So, you know what I find so interesting, Carlos?
What is that?
I haven't seen one video from all the archbishops discussing about how bad abortion is.
Yeah.
Or I haven't seen one video about how bad divorce is.
Yep.
And how the church, you know, it's not good to have divorces and people have to stay together as a family.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen one video about, you know, drug abuse from the Catholic Church. Like, hey, you know, your body is a temple and you can't use drugs. I mean, I find it very offensive that they stay silent on so many things, but then you're going to tell me that following laws, U.S. laws that are passed through Congress, we have immigration laws, that now we don't have to listen to those rules and we're being inhumane. All I know is that I went to the Vatican and I had to spend a lot of time outside and wait before I can get in. It wasn't an open border. You couldn't just walk through the walls of the Vatican. There was no just, I'm going to stroll through St. Peter's Square. Absolutely not. They needed to know who was coming into the Vatican.
Yeah, 100%.
So for Vatican City, you need to be vetted. But for the United States of America, where people are raising their family, where people are raising their children, you can just let anybody in. And then we have over 100,000 people dying in 2023 from a fentanyl crisis. But that's okay. I find that very offensive. And I have to say the Catholic Church, if they are not going to be so outspoken about so many other atrocities, I don't think they can pick and choose what they're going to be outspoken about, especially because a lot of people know, and I'm going to say it, and I'm a Catholic, the Catholic Church and Catholic Charities makes a lot of money off the immigration crisis.
A lot.
And there are a lot of children who are being trafficked. And are we supposed to believe that every person who worked for Catholic Charities did not know about these children who were being trafficked? There were only 250,000 of them.
Yeah.
You know?
You're 100% right.
What about that? So I'm sorry, but I think the Catholic Church, zip it. If you're not going to be true and you're not going to be standing on what Jesus would really be upset about. And that's having a stone tied around your neck and thrown. It would have been better had you never been born. You hurt one of these. Isn't that what Jesus says?
Yeah, that is what he says.
So I just find that very offensive, to be honest with you. So I thought I would talk about that.
No, I think you're 100% right. And I think the Catholic Church needs to step up on other issues because they don't address it. They keep their mouth shut. They roll over and show their belly. And they have to step up. And it is frustrating because, you know, Jesus says, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And we're in a society where there are laws. And just because, you know, you don't get to just pick and choose what laws you're going to follow, right? I can't just wake up and decide, you know what? I don't feel like paying for, you know, chips at the grocery store. I'm just going to take a bag of chips today and walk out and leave, right? But as Catholics, right, we got to feed the hungry. I'm hungry. You should be feeding me. The corporation should be feeding me, right? Because I'm a hungry person. Take care, right? Like that. Like it's you can't pick and choose and decide what laws you want to follow. And it goes right back to the Muslim thing. You can't pick and choose. So you have to follow the rules. If you want to change the immigration policy and make it easier for people to get legal immigration status and create a easier way for people to come into the country, by all means, go and fight it out and debate it on the floor and make an easier system. But there has to be a system. There has to be a system because you have to know who is coming into your country. You have to vet the people coming into the country because we can't have cartel people coming into the country. We can't risk having jihadists coming into the country. Like, we have to know who is coming in and out.
Drug dealers.
Human
traffickers.
Like, there has to be a way
People
to vet
who were
them.
here just to leech off the system.
100%. So the open border policy does not work. It just doesn't. A country without borders is not a country at all. So get that out of your head. That's not going to work.
Michael Savage used to say, borders, language, culture.
That's right. That's a country.
Culturally, we don't want your religious stuff waking us up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry.
Correct.
And, I don't care what religion you are. I don't want your stuff playing in the streets. It's not right. Separation of church and state, it has to work both ways.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right.
It's like, it's out of control. But the thing is that we have such a dishonest media that they let the people get away with it.
Yeah.
They don't report what's really going on. Even though I did hear one report, do you know that like 25% of the Charlotte school system didn't show up because they said that they're afraid of immigration?
25% of the Charlotte school system?
Isn't that an amazing statistic?
No, they didn't show up to school because they were afraid of ICE raids, or
yeah, like they're afraid that the parents are going to go and that the kids are going to be taken away and the parents are going to be deported, or probably they'll deport the whole family. But how corrupt a government are you with these sanctuary cities that you allow 25% of your student population to be illegal, that they're not even here legally?
Right.
We have a big problem in this country.
Yeah.
And the media is not exposing it. How these sanctuary cities, they too, the Red-Green Alliance, here we go, make another connection. The Red-Green Alliance, how they work together to break the laws and only follow the laws that suit themselves. Think about it.
Yeah. I guess I don't think that the jihadists are willing to work with communists.
Mamdani,
I don't think so.
Mamdani. He's going to be the first one.
Yeah, I guess, he is a communist.
He's the poster boy.
But I think he's going to impose a lot more Sharia laws than communist laws. I think eventually
Carlos,
that'll be the case.
When he's talking about taking over the means of production, that's communism.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That is straight up communism.
Yeah.
But
you're 100% right.
So let's play number video 4, because I have to admit, I thought it was a little bit funny.
All right, let's go to video number 4.
Quiet,
Sir,
yeah,
if
Jennifer,
there's
go
nothing
ahead, go ahead.
incriminating in the file, sir, why not
Quiet,
saying is
quiet, begin.
Venezuela, sir, you've had a lot.
Quiet, Piggy.
Quiet, Piggy.
Listen, Trump sometimes,
I think Trump is just very frustrated right now.
he's very frustrated.
I think he's very frustrated, and I think he's very, annoyed with the media, because rather than talk about, man, in all honesty, Trump's kind of right. Like, the tariffs are bringing in a lot of revenue. It's making a lot of money for the country. All the, the Saudis just invested another $600 billion into the U.S. Money's coming in. Rather than say that, it's like, we got to go after him because he's a part of Epstein. We got to go after him for this. We got to go after him for that. And I think we talked about it on the last episode, where the Democrats seem to have no interest in doing anything with working with Trump. Like, their whole agenda is just, we are going to go at him and combat anything he says or does, and that's just what we're going to do the entire time. Rather than saying, let's try to make something work for both of us and have success in this country, we're just going to completely go after him and combat him in any possible way. And they've made it clear that's what they're going to do. So I think at some point, obviously he's going to get frustrated, and he's like, these people are a-holes. Like, I can't get a break. Like, it's becoming very difficult.
Well, I think it's because they have he knows he's dealing with a dishonest media. And
100%
all they
of
do
dishonest
is
media.
Gotcha politics. Like, they don't care about reporting things, to be honest with the American people.
Right.
They care about presenting a picture that has propaganda to turn the American people against Trump.
Yeah.
And to turn the American people against conservatives. And it's like all they want is division and hate.
Yeah.
And it's so obvious. That's all they care about.
100%. Yeah, you're 100% right. That is what they want. They want to see chaos. They want to see chaos. They want to see division. They want to see people going crazy, which, speaking about people going crazy, I don't know if you've seen anything on it, because the media really won't talk about it much, but people are starting to go crazy in Mexico.
Well,
and they're starting to riot and
it's
get
so funny.
fired
They're
up.
begging for Trump's help,
Right.
Because they're tired of the cartel running their country.
Yeah.
The drug cartel runs Mexico. The president of Mexico is a globalist.
Yep.
She's part of the Red Green Alliance, in my opinion. And why don't we play the video of it?
All right, let's go to clip 8.
Do you know that they said that it's all Gen Z?
Yeah.
That the majority of the protesters are Gen Z protesters because they want to have a future in their country.
Right.
So here you have Trump killing himself to try to create a future in our country.
Yep.
And in Mexico, the leadership is completely corrupt, and the
Yep.
young people are fighting, taking to the streets because they kill any politician who goes up against the cartel.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If you go up against a cartel, you are going to be assassinated if you're in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
100% right.
It is really horrific what's going on there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just the media is corrupt. The globalists are corrupt. Thank God we had Archbishop Vigano telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that people are craving the truth. I think that people are hungry for the truth. Honestly, if you want my opinion.
Yeah. I want to believe you. I want to say that people are hungry for the truth, but I think that there are a lot of people, I will say, I think there's a lot of college people that are hungry for the truth, but I don't know. I think that so many people are just completely indoctrinated and brainwashed
They're completely brainwashed.
that I think that it's too late.
Well, why don't we
I
play
think it's
number
too late.
13? Because I think this is very important for the people to hear what Vince Ellison thinks of the Democrats.
All right, let's go to clip 13.
The Democratic Party to me is the evilest organization in the history of the world. It was a party of slavery from 1800 to 1860. It was a party of the Confederacy from 1860 to 1865. It was a party of Jim Crow for 100 years, from 1865 to 1970. Now they're the party of atheism, Marxism, child murder, no borders, drug trafficking, you name it, they do it. They've always been an evil organization. There's never been a time in the history of America where the Democratic Party had to find a legal way to murder the American people. I mean, through slavery, through abortion, they got to find a way to kill somebody, man, because they're psychopaths. I say in my book that they are that their leadership is nothing more than a cabal of murderers, psychopaths, perverts, and anti-Christian bigots. And all they do is meditate on blood.
All they do is meditate on blood, Coach.
Listen, I honestly do believe that the Democratic Party is demonic. And I even said they should call the DNC the Demonic National Party.
Did.
Because
Yeah.
when they had the abortion on wheels, hey, Catholic Church, that was the time to say, we're going to have a video because you shouldn't have abortion on demand at a political convention. That is
100%.
murder. That is evil. That
Yeah.
is wrong. I would have liked the Catholic Church to come and say, you know what, abortion's really bad. But they'll say, you know what, we're going to be quiet about certain things because we don't want to be too political.
Right.
But then they'll come out guns blazing when it's like, oh, Catholic Charities is going to lose millions of dollars
Yeah.
if, they stop all these illegals coming in the country. I know, I said it. That's what I do. But let's go to number 14 because AOC, I think, says it the best.
Oh, she says it perfectly. Let's
Yeah.
take a look at what she had to say.
Is that the lesson that they're learning is that Democrats are weak, and that next time we just need to hurt working people and working Americans more to get them to fold. And I don't want them to learn that lesson.
Coach, did you just say we need to hurt Americans more?
Yeah, because they're demonic. They're evil people. She's not saying, I love the American people so much. And the lesson that I think we learned from that is that we need to come to the table and
Right.
make sure that people never have to, feel the pain of our disagreements and unwilling to work together. No, she's like, we need to make the American people hurt even more. That'll show how strong we are. The more the American people suffer, the stronger we are.
That is
sick.
crazy. I can't believe she just came right out and said it too. Like, that's what we learned. We got to make the American people suffer. And they'll vote for that, though. They'll go out in droves and vote for that.
You know why?
Like, they're
Because
just so crazy.
they're indoctrinated. It's the Department of Education. And I want to play number 5 because I found this actually fascinating.
I thought this was pretty fascinating as well. Let's go clip 5. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's do it.
The Democrats kept the government shut down for 43 days. Flights were delayed, SNAP benefits ran dry, small business and housing loans were frozen, but one major component of life for American families went virtually unaffected: education. The Federal Department of Education furloughed 90% of its staff. And what happened? Nothing. Schools stayed open. Students went to class. Teachers got paid. The shutdown proved our schools don't depend on Washington bureaucracy to function. If 90% of an agency supposedly governing education can disappear for weeks without disrupting education, do we really need it at all?
Coach, do we really need it at all?
Absolutely not. Get rid of the
Absolutely
Department of
not.
Education. Honestly, I'm talking to
Absolutely
a person who was a straight A student today. They didn't know the definition of freedom. They feel like that's subjective. They feel like making people suffer is okay if you reach your ultimate goal. It's like, this is the red,
Means
green
justify
alliance
the
people.
ends.
Yeah.
Means
You
justify the
gotta
ends.
break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Right, exactly. The means always
Where
justify.
is the love? Where is the love? So then don't try to tell me, oh, Jesus tells us that we all love each other. So you should just let anybody break your laws, come into your country and live off all your tax dollars. And you may not have the infrastructure to support them, but you're just supposed to take it because Jesus says love. These are the same people that will say that right to our face. And I'm tired of it.
100%.
It's a lie. It's a lie. Jesus actually said, I came so that way, a house will fight with each other because you got to be with the truth.
Yeah.
You got to be with the truth. He is the truth.
But people don't know that, though, because they don't go to church. They don't really understand Jesus' message, I feel like. And I think that's something that, you really, if you want a solid, I guess, guide to life and you want to live the right way, I encourage you all, really study the Bible, go to church, listen to the homilies, listen to the sermons, and just give it a read, because it is an amazing like text. It's unbelievable when you actually study it. And I was very fortunate enough to go to high school where your whole freshman and sophomore year of high school, you had a class dedicated to studying the Old Testament freshman year and then the New Testament sophomore year. And we studied it through and through and really got a really good in-depth understanding of the hidden messages and the things that are put in there, that you really have to read it and kind of gain an understanding of it to fully feel the message within it. So I really encourage you all to give it a look, give it a read, because it makes a difference.
I encourage you to go to Mass every day, because once I
Daily
started
Mass.
going to Mass every day, I'm telling you, it changed my life. So if I'm going to give anybody advice, I would say every single day go to Mass. I don't care if you have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I do that. Today I was lazy and look what happened. I actually turned into a blessing, but their evening Masses, I'm telling you, when you spend a half hour with God every single day, things start to become clear. And you start to want to be in the truth. You're able to have discernment and see right through the lies.
Yeah.
And it really is so important. But I do want to say, this is what I wish. If we play number 1 with J.D. Vance,
Yeah.
this is something that I wish we could do for the young people in this country. For
All
the
right.
Americans who already are here.
Right. Take care of ourselves, America first. Let's see.
Yeah, so a few things about that, Sean. First, we probably need to build about 5 million new homes. And if you look in the red states, we're actually doing a very good job. One of the biggest challenges that we have in the housing market, aside from too many illegal aliens who are taking the houses of American citizens, is that in the blue states, you're not building enough houses. So you go to California. Why are so many people moving out of California? It's, yes.
I have a guess. There's no
Gavin
water.
Newsom?
No. Your friend Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, my friend Gavin Newsom.
Maybe if they put water and fire hydrants and reservoirs, that might help, right?
Yeah, but they're not building houses. You look at those terrible fires that happen in Los Angeles.
So
you
sad.
have people who are still trying to get the permitting to rebuild their houses. This happened so long ago. So we've got to get our blue states to build enough houses for their citizens, because our red states and the federal government is actually doing a really good job. By the way,
Coach, I want to talk about that point real quick, because I think this is a point that's very forgotten when the debate of illegal immigration comes up. And that point is infrastructure. And you talk about it a lot, and I talk about it. You have to have enough to sustain having all of these people here. And if you don't, you can't have that. So you have all of these illegals coming in, taking up these houses, taking up these apartment buildings, taking up these hotels, taking up this, taking up that. And then you have all of these homeless Americans that can't get a house, that can't go and build a house, like JD said in California.
How about the young people who go, they go to college, they get married. Like, I was 28 years old. I was actually 27. And then I turned 28 when we already had the house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the age that young people should be able to afford home ownership.
Right.
So, I mean, like, there's so many big problems that are going on that are starting to make people feel helpless.
Yeah.
Hopeless. Like, they're like, I went to school, I followed the rules, I have a job I don't like, and I still can't afford to buy a house.
Yeah.
My entire income goes towards paying my student loan payments, my car insurance,
Right.
a rent. You know, I mean, let's be honest, most people have to live with a roommate when they're young.
Yeah.
Because you can't afford to pay someone's salary. I mean, even when I was young, you had to have a roommate. Like,
Yeah.
that's nothing new. And I just feel like a lot of Americans are not being taken care of. So
Yeah.
when we don't have the resources to take care of the Americans that are already here,
Right.
how can we all of a sudden accept tens of millions of more Americans when we're not even taking care of the Americans that are over here? So I want to
100%
show
right.
Trump number 11 because I'm sure most of you don't even know that this happened.
Yeah, this is a great one. Let's show it.
Too late to change after. Should we sign it? All right. Susie, do we sign this? Good night. You asked the First Lady to sign this. On your Saturday. Okay.
I have to tell you, I didn't see that anywhere on the news.
Nope.
I
You'd
didn't
have
see
no idea.
anybody talk about the fact that Trump signed an executive order to help people who age out of the foster care system,
Yep.
to give them resources so that way they're not just thrown onto the streets and being homeless.
Yeah. It's
Like, why isn't that on the news?
because this is what I'm saying. Rather than talk about all of the good things that are happening, all of the success that the Trump administration is doing, like him being right about tariffs, being right about this, being right about that, rather than saying like, man, maybe we were wrong. Let's give this guy a shot. Let's give him the tools. Let's try to make this work. Let's see how we could really help the American people. Rather than just admitting that and working towards a good goal, it's like, screw this guy. Let's talk about Epstein.
And how much you want to bet?
That's all they care about.
Melania signed that because she has Barron.
Yeah.
And she's thinking, Donald, we could not just throw Barron into the streets.
Right.
And be like, you're 18, good for, you know.
Yeah.
Like, she probably was like, we need to do something for the children in this country
100%.
who didn't have parents who were able to take care of them and love them the way that they deserve.
Yeah.
And I have to say that's another reason why you have to go to churches, because God is the one who can really love you and treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. So, I mean, if you find yourself suffering, go to church and develop your relationship with God, and you will see how quickly your life will change because you will find the love that you were looking for.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Absolutely.
So, I mean, I had to throw that in there. But that's why I find it so frustrating is that we're focusing so much on the people who came into the country illegally, and we're not focused enough on the children who are orphaned.
Yeah. Absolutely. Right? I mean, think about it. You have so many kids that are in that foster system that if we just gave them the tools to succeed, who knows who could come out of there and create great things. Like this is an opportunity where we could really invest in our infrastructure, invest in creating opportunities for our American children and the future generations of America. Like that's what we have to focus on doing right now.
And if you're dependent on the system and the system's raising you,
yeah,
I don't think it's right to just be thrown away. Oh, you're a certain age now. We just throw you away.
Right. Thanks for coming.
And then those are the people who are going to be homeless. Forget about them being able to buy a house.
Yep.
They may not even be able to find a roommate. Because a lot of times you meet your roommates because you're in the same social situations.
Right.
But giving them some extra help so that way they could assimilate into society and start standing on their own 2 feet, that's what's going to get them to have a good friend group. That's what's going to get them to be able to start meeting other people and have a successful life.
You're 100% right.
But does the media want to report on that? No. There's
Nope.
only one thing that they want to talk about because they don't want to talk about the government shutdown. They don't want to talk about how everybody at the Department of Education was furloughed and it didn't miss a beat.
The Democrats completely escaped the government shutdown. They completely escaped. It is, talk about a getaway of all time. Of all time. They shut down the government for 45 days and they just walked away scot-free.
Well, when in doubt, what's the magic word? What's the magic word if you want to, look the other way and you want to distract people?
What, Epstein?
Epstein.
The magic term.
Epstein.
The magic word.
I feel like Trump. I'm so sick of hearing about Jeffrey Epstein. Who cares? What is it? It's a fake.
Yeah.
Listen, the Democrats, let's play number 12.
All right, let's go 12
Because
here.
as the truth comes out, it's not going to be good for them.
No, it's not. It's not going to work out well at all.
Lots of news, particularly on the Jeffrey Epstein front. Yep. Congress has released a whole bunch more of emails. The Democrats tried to make hay, but it hasn't stuck to Donald Trump. You know where it's sticking? To Democrats. And today the story really significantly boomeranged around. Why is that? First, Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer accused Democrat Jamie Raskin of working with prison officials to leak confidential communications from his client. Those prison officials apparently have been disciplined, but that is only the beginning of it. Just a few moments ago, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced that she is naming the acting U.S. attorney in New York City, Jay Clayton, to investigate Democrats' relationships with Jeffrey Epstein and whether any of them rose to the level of criminality. Why? Because so many of the emails today didn't involve Donald Trump or Republicans. That's right. It involved all those Democrats. And this time around, the idea that Democrats would project on Republicans ain't going to cut it.
Ain't going to cut it, Coach.
Well,
ain't going to cut it.
You know what else that's going to start coming out?
What's that?
Is the January 6th. Because those pipe bombs was an inside job. The
Yeah.
pipe bombs at the DNC, it's going to come out it was an inside job.
Yeah, I agree
It's
with you.
going to come out, most of the arrests were the Capitol Police. We showed some videos, but even more and more tapes are coming out.
Yeah.
And the Democrats are really, they're on the side of Satan.
Yeah.
And they have to distract people. They have to pull people in so that way they don't have discernment and they can see things clearly. But this number 18 really shook me. And when I saw this today, I could not believe what I was watching. You have to show number 18.
All right, let's go 18.
Senator Mark Kelly. Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy. Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now. Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you. We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Okay, I'm sorry, but my New York is going to come out of me
Here it
right
comes.
now.
Let it out, Coach. LES.
That's sedition! They're encouraging seditious behavior. What is illegal? What is illegal? Everything is going to the courts. Everything is going to the courts, and it's all legal. Okay? They are encouraging seditious behavior.
100%.
It is what they're doing should be considered treason.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you should not be making videos encouraging people not to take orders. And Donald Trump, like it or not, Democrats, it is the commander-in-chief.
Yeah.
He is the commander-in-chief.
Right.
And what they're doing right now is encouraging sedition. Name a law. Name a law in the video. Say, this law is illegal. You don't have to follow it. This law is illegal. Don't give up the shit. Look at all these No. It's all rhetoric. It's all made to divide. So even
It's
the
all
military.
BS. It's all BS.
What? So now people are just going to lose it, and the military have access to million-dollar weapons and start using it on other people that they think are breaking the law when they're not?
MAGA. Yeah.
Like, seriously, this is so dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
This is civil war talk, people.
Yeah.
This is civil war talk, and I'm sorry, I just can't help it. Being a New Yorker sometimes,
Gets you fired up, coach.
it makes
It gets
me
you fired
loud.
up. But
It
you're
makes me feel loud.
100% right. I mean, but when you talk to these people and you're like, well, can you point out to me what's unconstitutional? Where is he breaking the Constitution? What is he doing here? That's what, like, show me. And it's like they can't.
The
They
National
can't.
Guard, let me tell
Like
you,
they can't do it because
Carlos,
he's not.
The
They're
National
just
Guard
so.
it's been used all the time. They had to integrate the schools. They had to use the National Guard.
Right? Yeah.
Okay? Because the Democrats again
Little
didn't
Rock,
want to
Arkansas.
follow the rule. They were like, "Oh, you want integration? I'm sorry, we're not going to integrate." He had to get the National Guard.
Yeah.
I mean, I get so angry because that's wrong. That's going to start a civil war when you're encouraging our soldiers to go against the commander-in-chief.
You're 100%.
It's not right.
You're 100% right. Yeah, but that's what they want, right? They want to create chaos, confusion. They want to create riots, and then they're gonna film it. They'll be like, "Look, Trump's America, vote commie, vote commie." That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're doing, guys. They're trying to break out that playbook. I'm sorry to the Peanuts decoration. We're getting fired up here, but yeah, I mean that's the truth. That's exactly what they're trying to do. So it's really scary. This is scary times, and when they control the media like this, and they make people think that if you can cut your dick off and be a woman, you could do whatever whatever you want, right? You could convince them of anything. So it's very scary times, guys. It's very scary times we're living in right now.
And listen, Trump is not perfect. We even showed you.
Obviously
what
not.
Reporter
100%.
That's not right.
Yeah.
But what we do need to start focusing on is our spiritual relationship with Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Amen.
And really start to focus on loving each other.
Yep.
And saying, wait a minute. Rather than making the American people suffer more, can we take care of those orphans?
Yeah.
Like, is that possible? Can we take care of the orphans here in this country? Can we focus on building housing for young families so that way our country has a future?
Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
What are those? Very famous painting.
Sports guy. Oh, he's talking about the pictures behind here. So this is Norman Rockwell.
These pictures actually are all about freedom.
They are, Coach.
Read that one over there.
Okay, so the one behind here, freedom to worship, is over here.
And you know what? It says, each according to the dictates of his own conscience.
Yeah.
And it's a picture that, you know, in this country, you're allowed to be different religions. We're not going to make everybody be Roman Catholic. You're allowed to be different religions in this country, but you have to coexist according to each his own conscience.
Yeah.
But you can't start blasting the music to Mecca at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not nice to your neighbors.
Yeah, you
now,
can't.
this one is freedom.
Freedom from want.
From want. And that is, how blessed are we in this country to be able to enjoy a Thanksgiving meal, which is coming up next week.
Yeah, shout out Thanksgiving.
Right? And then this one is freedom from fear. And that is a father tucking in his children, and he has a article about World War II.
Yep.
And then the other one I have is, I think it's freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, yeah, the other one.
Which is what we do. And listen, we don't do this podcast because we're like, oh, we want to, like, you know, the reason why we do this is because we love our neighbors so much, and we're trying to reach them. 100%. We're trying to say, listen, this is how we feel. Take some time to listen to us. And If you don't agree with us, that's fine.
Right.
But we're just trying to reach you and to show you a different perspective.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get it from the mainstream media.
You're 100%
They're not going to
right.
show you Trump helping out orphans.
They're not, guys. They're not going to show all the great things that are happening, right? They want us to be divided. They want us to have issues with each other, and that's their main goal, right? We even last week, right? We had people in the chat that were disagreeing with us, but we had constructive conversations. We said, listen, like think about it this way, right? You know, why didn't the Democrats release all the files when Biden was in office, right? Biden had his hands on the Epstein files for 4 years and never released it. You think if Trump was all over that Epstein list, you know, raping kids, that Biden would have threw that out there, he would have been done. And clearly that's not in the files. I know all the Democrats, Trump's all over Epstein, Trump raped kids, Trump this, Trump that. It's not in there, guys. Newsflash, it's not going to be in there. So don't get upset when it's not in there when it comes out, because it's not going to be in there.
There are a lot of very bad people.
A lot
of very bad people. And I'm sorry to say, it's disgusting. But
Yeah.
let's be honest, Jeffrey Epstein, all his friends were Democrats.
Yeah, they
I'm
were all
sorry to tell
Dems.
you, they were all
all
Democrats.
Dems. It's the truth.
And, you know, what we need to do is forgive people and try to move forward.
Right.
And try to rebuild this country. And I'm sorry to say, but part of moving forward and rebuilding the country is we're going to have to get rid of a lot of the illegals and have them come back in legally.
Right.
You know, you're welcome to come back in legally.
Legally, where we
And
can
let's
vet you.
build up the country.
Yep.
Let's, you know, start to do things the right way.
Yep.
Follow the rules, because the rules are there for a reason.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to just go off a cliff having open borders and all of a sudden things get out of control.
Yeah.
And we don't
You're
have the
100%
infrastructure
right.
in place to support it.
You're 100%.
So let's
Yeah.
try to start getting our politicians to focus more on solutions and not focusing on how are we going to hurt the other party
Yeah.
to have a means to an end.
No, you're 100% right. That's a perfect way to put it. And honestly, I mean, if we could all find something to rally around, I think Trump's biggest meeting of this week is probably something that we could all rally around. Trump spoke at the McDonald's convention, and let me tell you, Coach, if there's one thing we could all rally around, it's McDonald's. I mean, come on now. So we just real quickly, we got to show a little McDonald's love right here.
Because no matter who you are, everyone loves something at McDonald's. There's always something to have. I like the fish. I like it. You could do a little bit more tartar sauce, though, please. Seriously. I hate when I say, do you have any tartar sauce? Do you understand that? Yes, he understands that.
Do you remember
Come on
Leon's ringtone? It was, give me some of that filet of fish.
Give me that fish. Yeah, I do remember
Give me
that.
some of that filet of fish. Give me that fish. He loved, I mean.
Listen, no matter what, you can always find something at McDonald's. McDonald's the best.
It is.
It's the best.
I have to say the fries second to none.
Second to none.
Second to
The
none.
McDonald's fry is the greatest fry of all time ever made. There's no debate. It's unbelievable. I'll fight anybody on that.
Guys, I have bad news. I don't think we're going to be doing the show next week because it is right before Thanksgiving, and I really want to spend time with my family.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be cooking, and everybody should not be on the computer. Everybody should be with their family and their loved ones. And listen, I have a raging liberal coming to this house over Thanksgiving. But you know what?
A raging liberal.
A raging liberal. But you know what? I love this raging liberal so much.
Yes.
And what matters is love.
100%.
And you love your family.
Yeah.
And you just be grateful to be able to spend time with your family.
Yeah.
And just focus on the love next week. Don't focus on politics. Don't focus on the hate. We're going to put this aside for 1 week. We'll be back. Well, I'm sure we'll have some stories and some clips that we'll want to show you.
Right.
But I really think that it's good for us to turn our hearts and minds next week, not towards the propaganda that they're feeding us, but towards loving each other and going to church and eating dinner together and being with our families.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right, guys. Next week, just take some time. Be thankful for those around you. Be thankful for your family members. Be with your family members. Be in the moment, right? That's something you always used to say is be present. Be in the moment. Be with everybody around you. Try to enjoy yourselves. Enjoy some good food. Get some good cooking. Watch some football. Watch the parade. The parade's always the best. I love the parade. I wonder if NBC is going to bring Trump on for the parade. You know, they used to always bring on Biden and his wife.
I doubt
And
it.
Al Roker would be giving fellatio right on the screen while we were watching the parade to Joe. But I wonder if they're going to bring him on this year. We'll have to see. But guys, try to enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you and to your family. And have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. If something crazy happens, we'll try to jump on with you guys and talk about it.
We'll do the FaceTime.
Right, we'll do the FaceTime and we'll jump on and talk about it. It'll be casual. But enjoy it. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. Thank you guys so much for listening. Guys, what do I always say? Make sure you follow our social media. We have it right down there below for you guys. Follow all of our social media platforms. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that share button. Rumble peeps, hit the follow button, hit the like button, hit the share button. And anybody who's watching anywhere, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and sharing to send it out as many people as you want. And thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you bearing with us this week. I know it was a little rough, but we appreciate you guys.
Boop, boop. You got it.
See you guys in 2 weeks. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.